pressure that I get from people 24 hours, 7 days a week, no sleep, from across the country, because there is no local government in Nigeria that I don't know somebody or somebody doesn't know me, or I cannot pick my phone and call another person. 3 days ago, I spent the whole night listening to people from Gaidam, which is about 110 kilometers away from my village, and spent the whole night listening to people from Tara of Sabon Birni local government of Sokoto state that were under attack, and that attack lasted for 24 hours. It started at 3 p.m., and by 3 p.m. the following day, the fire was still raging on. In fact, Gaidam, the latest I heard is that as I speak to you now, the Boko Haram made 2-3 trips back into the town and hoisted their flags. It is only prayers and God that can save Nigeria. And the solution is not far-fetched. I have told a platform this morning that it is not arrogance, it is not big head. We have to succumb to the eventualities of the situation today in the country. The military is overwhelmed, the military is overstretched, the military is underarmed, and the military is not receiving any motivation. Their morale is low. They cannot do what we would expect them to do, which is supposed to be their job. We are like sending our children directly into the gallows. That is what it means. But there was a solution. Somebody tried it. Somebody that we have accused and called names, called Dr. Ebele Goodluck Jonathan. When he came under pressure in 2015, he stopped the election by 6 weeks and imported mercenaries into the country. After 6 weeks, election was able to be held in every polling booth of this country. And we promised the nation that we can sort out the security challenge because we have experienced people, tested people supposedly. We can right the wrongs of economy, and this is where we find ourselves. There is something compounding this situation, which Nigerians don't know, and I want them to know, because with the death of President Idris Deby, we have become exposed, we have become vulnerable, not only in Nigeria, but in almost all the countries surrounding Nigeria. The Sahara region. That is Central Africa and West Africa. Idris Deby has about 2,000 strong, armed, brave men that is holding forth for the government in Niger Republic. Idris Deby has got unknown number of military people that is now propping the government in Mali. So also he has military people in Burkina Faso. He is the one that is managing the security in Central African Republic. And he's the one that is assisting Nigeria and Cameroon to stop the overtake of our territory by Boko Haram. Today, Idris Deby is no more. He was in Nigeria only 5 days to his death and signed a memorandum, security memorandum with the Nigerian government. Yet, when this man died, no Nigerian official, let alone a high-ranking person, was sent for his burial. And it was a golden opportunity for the entire West and Central African sub-region. Now that the French president came on Friday, it was for them to sit down and look at the security situation with the vacuum created by General Idris Deby. Our president didn't attend. I think all Nigerians will come out to really show their concern for the inability of Mr. President to attend that burial and hold a meeting with world leaders. It is a known fact that the Chadian government is the eye and the ears and the heart of the French government in Africa. Therefore, and Chad now is facing a rebellion, a civil war, because of the tribes that killed him.
Okay, he was killed by a particular tribe?
Of course he was killed by,
yes.
And those people, you should know that they were trained in Libya, in a territory held by General Khalifa Haftar. And Khalifa Haftar is being supported by Saudi Arabia, is being supported by Egypt, is being supported by Qatar, is being supported by UAE, and at the background, Russia. And there are now 4 rebel groups heading to N'Djamena, the capital of Chad. What is of concern is that some of them are coming from the Kanem region, some of them from the southern Sudan axis, some of them from Faya Lerju, Abache region, and some of them directly from the Ouz Strip, all coming into N'Djamena. N'Djamena, the capital. Okay. Some of them are less than 70 kilometers to N'Djamena.
So what are their...
So the likely thing now, because 2 days ago, the Supreme Military Council in Chad sat down and said they will not negotiate with any bandit that has a hand in the killing of General Idris Deby. If Nigerian leader were to be there with the French president, they could have called all the groups into a conference, all the 4 groups, including the Chadian government, sit them down and persuade them not to compound the issues for Africa and this COVID-19 wahala that is facing us.
What relationship does this add with Nigeria? The issue in Chad and the insecurity in Nigeria?
You don't know that it is Chad that is helping to maintain the Nigerian security from the Northeast sub-region?
Oh, yeah.
The multinational joint force uses Chadian equipment, uses Chadian personnel, military, because one thing you must give the Chadian soldiers, they are very brave, they are very courageous, they are very resilient, they can work under any condition. They are not even afraid to die.
So what's the implication of this now?
That is why Idris Deby, as president, sitting president of Chad, left his comfort zone and flew to the war front where he met his death. That is the kind of soldiers that Chad has. They had done, of course you remember when Idris Deby, some 6 months ago, walked into Nigeria by wiping out the Boko Haram on the Chad axis. And because of pride of some few people, when he wanted to compel Nigeria to allow him to finish the job by picking Shekau at Dikwa, they refused him and started calling him names. And he got annoyed and said he was even going to pull out from the multilateral joint forces. Now, if Chad is embroiled in a civil war, which is imminent now, with these people not negotiating with others, it means Chad has to pull out his troops in Niger, in Burkina Faso, in Mali, and in Central Africa.
So that makes us vulnerable.
All those governments, if they're not lucky, they will fall to bandits. Then where do we go to? With the military now overstretched on our land.
What's the solution then? If
the solution is simple. For me, first, the president must establish a war cabinet because we are in war. Where every morning, 9 o'clock, they will sit down to review the security situation in the past 24 hours in Nigeria. If the president is not disposed into doing that, he should get the vice president, chair that committee, or get the national security advisor to do that every morning. Every morning, review what had happened within 24 hours. That is one. Two, no big head, no all agencies of government, all tiers of government to do their own proper job, not sharing money alone. We've taken loans running into billions of naira. Last week, the National Assembly approved the loans for Mr. President. Have they asked all the trillions that they have approved in the last 6 years? Show us what you had done with the money. I hear they tell us they are not corrupt. It's okay, you are not corrupt. You've borrowed this. What have you done with it? What have they done with the money in your state?
No, Alaji, I have seen some of the documents released, and I have also seen some links sent to me on what the government is doing in infrastructure, the railway, the second Niger bridge, the Anko Borrowers program, and all that. Some of these things have been documented, and I've been able to go through some of the documentation.
You are a good journalist. The second Niger bridge is not federal government money. PPP.
Yeah.
So please.
Yeah, that's true. It's PPP.
Don't tell me it is government money. Railway, from where to where? From Lagos to Ibadan. The one from here to Kaduna was constructed by Abacha, and even the wagons were brought at the port. They were not cleared until it was started during Yaradua's time, the clearing. I know this because I have been a member of delegation that had gone to China several times with the General Gumel and Sabon Birni, Director of Railway Services, both late. So nobody will sit down. We know history. They can't do that. We know. Let them tell us what they had done, they themselves. Whatever is the case, no Nigerian trusts this government because they have made promises during campaign and they have not fulfilled any. Are we secure?
Okay,
is there employment?
You know they always ask you this question. So have you gone to Yobe State?
Yes, I was in Yobe.
Are you aware of what happened in Yobe State just yesterday?
I've just painted the picture of what is happening in Gaidam, which is my backdoor neighbor. And you had also seen what had happened in Mainok. That is just some 23 kilometers from my house in Maiduguri. So we have an idea of what is happening. We may not be privileged enough to have intelligence and security information, but from what we pick physically that is happening to people, we will but only shed tears that nobody has that sympathy or what do I call it for the people. I don't know. Nobody cares. Do you know that last week alone, forget about the official figures, nearly 1,000 people were killed in this country. Forget about the official figures. And you think everything is just well?
So Alhaji, before you go, as an elder statesman, you have the understanding, you have the knowledge. You read wide, because even when you talk, I know that you read so much to have this information. Lastly, before we go, in the next few minutes, we'd just like you to advise this government, because there's nothing we can do without the government, as well as also advise the people, Nigerians, what should be done to secure lives.
What is important in advising this government, even though I know they will never take it, because once you say anything, they classify you. Are you for us or against us? Even if you tell them the truth and give them the best of advice, they will not take. I said during the course of this program that the way out is that we can see maybe the president is not strong enough to give 24 hours of his time for this work. Let him please, for God's sake, anoint anybody, even if it is his son, somebody that is active, that can act on his behalf, so that people sit down to analyze all these issues every 24 hours and propose solutions.
Okay.
And one of the solutions is that they must seek to use intelligence and technology in order to defeat this hydra-headed octopus insecurity in our country.
All right.
Lastly, since the military is overwhelmed, the best they could do is please hire mercenaries. It is going to be cheaper for us to advise our military on the way to sort out this insecurity.
All right. All right, Alaji.
You said the people.
No, because time. Okay, 5 seconds.
I can take land. Now, we have no electoral act on the ground for the last 11 years, since 2010. All of us Nigerians must put pressure on this government to give us a befitting, justiciable electoral act that can assist in determining the best of elections